Working with contractors can be one of the best ways to grow your business. Whether you're bringing in a designer, a subcontractor, an attorney, or an accountant, contractors can help you scale your business without adding full time employees. But if you don't set things up correctly when you onboard them, things can get messy very quickly, especially when tax season rolls around. Missing paperwork, incorrect classifications, and scrambling to issue 1099s in January can turn something simple into a very stressful cleanup project. So, today we're going to walk through best practices for onboarding contractors, what documentation you should collect up front, and how setting things up correctly now makes tax time and audits so much smoother later. Hello, C Squared Collective, and welcome to our series, Spring Clean Your Finances, Planting Seeds for Better Financial Habits. This series is a practical guide in cleaning up your books, planting better financial habits, and preparing your business for smoother taxes next year. If this is your first time joining us, welcome on in. Each episode is designed to stand out on its own and give you practical, actionable tips on the topic at hand. But if you want to dive deeper, make sure to check out the rest of the series linked in the description below or some of our other series. As always, if you have questions, drop them in the comments or reach out to us directly at connect@c2accounting.net to schedule one-on-one support. So grab your beverage. Today I have a white chocolate matcha, and let's get rolling. First, let's talk about what a contractor actually is. A contractor, also known as an independent contractor, is someone who provides services to your business but is not an employee. Contractors typically run their own business and may work with multiple clients doing the same thing at the same time. One of the biggest differences between a contractor and an employee is control. Generally speaking, contractors control how and when they complete their work. They may use their own equipment, set their own hours, and decide the processes that they use to deliver the final result. Employees, on the other hand, are typically trained by the company. They work scheduled hours and follow the employer's systems and procedures. The IRS looks at several factors to determining whether someone should be classified as an employee or a contractor, including behavioral control, financial control, and the overall relationship between the two parties. Common contractor roles for small businesses might include graphic designers, marketing consultants, attorneys, bookkeepers, web developers, cleaning services, subcontractors, or freelance writers, just to name a few. One very important note here is that every state is very different and has its own rules regarding contractor classifications. Some states have stricter requirements than others, and certain industries have additional regulations. Additionally, this video is going to be published in early April of 2026, and right now there is a bit of conversation in the U.S. Department of Labor on updating what contractors are. So make sure you clarify any confusion with your state and with the Department of Labor laws. Because of this, it's always very good to check out the federal and state guidelines or consult with your accountant if you are unsure on how someone should be classified. Let's just briefly talk about why this classification matters. If you misclassify a worker, it can lead to a lot of serious consequences for your business. And if someone should be legally classified as an employee is treated as a contractor, the IRS and state agencies may require you to pay back payroll taxes, penalties, and interest. In some cases, it can also lead to wage claims or labor violations. The key takeaway here is simple. If you are unsure, ask a professional before you onboard. Getting classifications right at the beginning saves a lot of trouble down the road. Once you've determined that someone truly is a contractor, there's a couple of documents that you should collect right away, and we personally recommend to have them on file before you begin any invoice payments. This is one of the easiest ways to keep your financial records clean and organized throughout the year. The first and most important is the W-9 form. The W-9 provides the information that you need to properly report payments to the contractor at the end of the year. This includes their legal name, their business name if applicable, address, tax classification, and either a social security number or an EIN. This information is what you will use if you need to issue a 1099 form during tax season, or your ability to prove that your contractor is a corporation and you do not need to issue a 1099. One of the best habits you can build is collecting the W-9 when onboarding and before you send your first payment. This is also an IRS requirement. Even if your contractor claims they're exempt from 1099 reporting, it is required to have the W-9 on file, or you should be withholding 24% of the payments. Keeping W-9s organized in a vendor file, a cloud storage folder, or attached to the vendor profile in QuickBooks Online can save a lot of time later. The next document you may want to collect, depending on the type of work that is being performed, is the Certificate of Insurance, also known as the COI. A certificate of insurance shows that the contractor carries appropriate insurance coverage. This might include general liability insurance, professional liability coverage, or workers' compensation if they have any employees. This document helps protect your business if something happens when work is being performed. This is especially important as some states require the business owner to pay for worker compensation insurance on all employees and contractors unless the contractor has its own policy. For example, if a contractor hurts itself, damages property, causes injury, or creates a liability issue, their insurance coverage will help cover some of those costs. This is especially common when engaging contractors who perform work at your location, such as construction workers, maintenance services, cleaning companies, or event vendors. Another helpful item to collect is a confirmation that the contractor is willing to accept tax forms electronically. Many businesses now issue 1099 forms electronically instead of mailing paper copies. Having email contact information and that written confirmation that they accept electronic delivery can make the process much easier when January arrives. While this step isn't always required, especially if you aren't issuing a 1099 form for them, it can make your year-end filing process much smoother. Now that all of our documentation is in place, the next step is making sure that all of our payments to the contractors are tracked correctly. The cleanest way to pay contractors is through very traceable payment methods such as bank transfers, bill pays, checks, or ACH payments. These methods create clear records that can be easily tracked in your accounting system. Avoid mixing personal and business payments or paying contractors with cash whenever possible. Those situations can create confusion in your books and make reporting much more difficult later. Another important detail is understanding how payment methods affect 1099 reporting. Payments to contractors made by credit cards are excluded from your 1099 requirement because the credit card company reports it through a different tax form called a 1099-K. Because of this, you typically do not include those payments when calculating a 1099 NEC for the contractor. Payments made by any other method, including cash, are reported on a 1099 NEC. Keeping good payment records throughout the year ensures that you have accurate totals when it's time to file. If you build these habits when onboarding contractors, year-end reporting becomes much easier. Instead of scrambling to collect information in January, you'll already have all the contractors' W-9s, their contact information, and a clear record of payments made during the year. This means issuing 1099 forms becomes a very simple reporting step rather than a stressful search for missing information. Another major benefit in keeping these records is audit protection. If the IRS or a state agency ever reviews your business, having organized documentation shows that you took the proper steps when onboarding and paying contractors. Documents like W-9s, contracts, insurance certificates, and payment records demonstrate that you verified the contractor's status and maintained accurate records. Good documentation shows that your business is operating responsibly and following proper reporting practices. Now let's get to our spring cleaning process. If you already work with contractors, now is a great time to do a quick review, especially as this video is going out kind of at the end of tax season. Ask yourself a couple simple questions. Go through your contractor list and say, do I have a W-9 on file for every contractor that I've paid this year so far and likely will pay? Do I know which contractors may require a 1099 at the end of the year? And do I have that little check box on for track for 1099s in their QuickBooks Online? Are payments clearly tracked in your accounting system? And do you have insurance documentation or that COI if appropriate? If any of these areas are missing information, now is the perfect time to clean things up before the year gets busier. Working with contractors can be a great way to grow your business, but taking these couple extra steps in onboarding or taking a few steps now to go through and make sure you have everything on hand for the contractors you are currently working with saves you so much time and stress later. Collecting the right documentation and keeping organized payment records helps keep your books clean and your tax reporting smooth. If you are working with contractors and need help gathering W-9s, this is a service that we offer at C Squared Accounting. We also have a full video explaining how to complete a W-9 properly that you can just send directly to your contractors. You'll find that linked in the description below. At C Squared, we want to help you clean up your books, plant better financial habits, and prepare your business for smoother taxes next year. Make sure to subscribe to catch up more of our series, Sprinkling Your Books, Planting Seeds for Better Financial Habits. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. We are happy to help. If you want help with collecting W-9s or some of the other services, we provide many different options for you. Make sure to submit an inquiry on our website or reach out to us at connect@c2accounting.net. And if you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to check out our other social channels. I've included those links as well as the link to our website in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, keep learning, stay rooted in wisdom, and grow with care.